Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm gonna wait for just a couple people to hop on. I'm actually gonna combine this video with the Mom Crack Challenge I have been doing also. That way I don't have to do two videos later. So y'all that are on here, you can vouch. This counts as my Mom Crack Challenge. So I was up super late last night. This little B12, B6 energy stick is gonna get me through church and the rest of the night and everything else that I need to do. So as you're hopping on, drop me down a comment where you're watching from, and then we're gonna get started. I'm so excited because I love all things, what do you call it? Like rainbows, unicorn, that kind of stuff. So drop me down where you are watching from. Still on the sun. I don't know what that means. Okay, so let's get started. If you're wondering, that's literally as simple as the Mom Crack is. It's a pixie stick, you pour it in your mouth, and it literally is instant energy. So that's it. Okay, so we're gonna get started. If you guys love unicorns, drop me down to 1 in the comments. I know I'm not the only crazy one. Oh, you live on the sun, okay. I know I'm not the only crazy one that is like almost 30 and still loves unicorns. So drop me down to 1 if you love unicorns. I want to show you a couple things I got in the mail. This is the unicorn coloring book. This is for my daughter who is 4. And it just has super cute quotes on the inside. Like very fun coloring. Dance like you need the money. I don't know if I'm going to explain that one to her. I like nonsense. It wakes up brain cells. Fantasy is a necessary ingredient in living. Dr. Seuss. Like, how cute is that? Don't give up on your daydream. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to show you, this cute little unicorn. This is going to be a fairly quick video. I wanted to show you a few things I got in the mail, and then I want to show you a real quick little lesson that I did that helps your kids have a better work ethic and understand why they need a better work ethic. But I'm also going to use it for my team, and it helps them understand how to grow their paycheck. So if you're someone who you're struggling with your job and just not feeling like you're being paid what you're worth, you want to stick around because the lesson's going to apply to adults also. How cute. Can y'all see that? How cute is this? Like, I love unicorns, but I love even more like the punky version of a unicorn, which I think that's just adorable. It's a cute little coffee cup. It has my name on it. Where these came from, both of these were actually sent by my friend Wendy. Wendy West, I think is her name on Facebook. What we do, you guys have seen me posting, like I run a team of advertising people, I guess, on Facebook. So we get paid to advertise on social media. So I get paid to train those people. And what we do is once every, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, we just do like a little exchange of kindness, basically. I very much, our company promotes like family and community and all that good stuff. So I like to make it not all about work, not all about business, and we just have a lot of fun. So a couple weeks ago, we had a unicorn exchange. So what we did is everybody commented that wanted to participate, and then each person sent somebody something to do with a unicorn. So I thought it was extra thoughtful because not only did she send me something, but she sent my daughter something. So if you're a mom, you know how awesome that is. And the last one that we did too was the same thing. We had a donut exchange. And the lady sent my daughter like really cute donut, like glittery tattoos and a donut like squishy pen. So if you like unicorns, I'd love to see it in the comments. Drop me down to 1. It's just something that, like I said, we very much like to promote random acts of kindness. I guess that's the best way to put it. Sometimes they cost money, sometimes they don't. The one that we just started today actually has to be under $2. It's basically a free challenge. So you've got to either make a card, write a card, something like that. Okay, so I want to show you this really cute little treasure chest lesson. If you have a kid that maybe does not work as hard as you would like them to, or likes to make excuses, drop me down a 2 down in the comments. I know for me, Glory can absolutely use the excuse of, Mom, I don't know how to do this, when I know that she knows how to do that. So this is something that we have talked about, and I'm sure it won't be the first time we talked about. So I'm just going to show you how this works. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your treasure chest. And, oh, by the way, if you want links to the unicorn stuff, drop me down a comment that says unicorn. It does remind me of Dora the Explorer. Drop me down a comment that says unicorn. I will try to get to all the comments. Usually by the time these videos are done, there's like a lot of comments on them. So also, if I haven't gotten to you in, I would say like an hour, go ahead and just message me. Message me unicorn into my inbox, and I'll just send you the link where you can get this stuff. This is a free printable, so this is something you can get for free. But you're just gonna fold it in half one time like this, so top to bottom. And then you'll fold it again in half the other way, so where the outside is showing and not the inside of the actual thing. So I want, like I said, I want to liken this to adults and to kids both, but we're going to start with the adult one. So the lesson is called Cutting Corners. And what you do is you show your kid the treasure chest. So the way that I did this with Glory is she really, really is trying really hard to earn a mermaid, or no, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's a mermaid. It's a like light up Princess Barbie unicorn. Like it has a unicorn with it, it lights up. I don't know if any of y'all know what I'm talking about. If you have a little girl, you probably do. So I told her this is like the symbol for the toy that she wants. So we folded this, and I told her right now the way that she's earning it is she's working, just doing random stuff at home because she's 4. So every time that I tell her to maybe go clean her room and she decides, oh, well, I'm just going to like shove all my stuff under my bed, she's cutting corners. Every time that I wrote some notes because I didn't want to forget what I was going to say. Every time that she maybe gives bad attitude, she's cutting corners. She's not putting forth the effort and not doing what she needs to do in order to earn that reward, right? Maybe every time, now this doesn't apply necessarily to my kid, but this would be because she's younger. Maybe your kid has homework that they had to bring home. And maybe instead of sitting and doing it the right way, they figured, well, if I get some of them right, like that's good enough. So they're cutting corners. They're rushing through their homework. Maybe instead of, let's see, I legit wrote down notes and I can't even read my own notes. Oh, same thing with cleaning their room. I know older kids, like my daughter just likes to shove everything in a closet. So older kids get smarter and they get craftier with their hiding their stuff. Where do your kids hide? Do your kids hide their toys when you tell them to clean? I'm curious where some of their hiding spots are. So they're cutting corners and they're cutting corners and they're cutting corners. And eventually they have cut so many corners. So you've got this. Okay, so I'm going to show you the same thing with a brand new map because this is going to apply to adults. This treasure chest for the adult map is your paycheck. If you're on my team, that's your commission check from advertising. Okay, so maybe you decide, you know what, I don't need a bunch of overtime. I'm just gonna go ahead and not worry about the extra hours that they're letting me work. I can show up a little bit late, they're not gonna fire me. If you're on my team, I don't need to do all the trainings. That's for other people. Like I don't have time to get on those trainings. Maybe I don't really like prospecting, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cut some corners. It's not really going to affect my paycheck that much. I know at my husband's job, the big thing is clocking out early or clocking in late. So I'm just going to cut a few more corners. It's not a big deal. Oh my gosh, toys in the fridge. That's awesome. So again, back on my team, maybe you're saying, well, I don't really want to read self-help books, so I'm just going to cut that corner. It's not going to affect my paycheck that much. I'm not going to really strive to be positive because it's easier to complain. I'm just going to cut a few more corners. And before you know it, you have cut as many corners as you possibly can. And this is what happens. You get your paycheck, and you cut so many corners that your paycheck isn't even there anymore. If it is, it's not near as what you wanted it to be or what you thought it was going to be. And I showed my daughter the same thing with hers. I said, before you know it, you've cut so many corners and you have disobeyed small so many times that you have now not earned that toy at all because you've cut that completely out of what you were working for. And then, of course, we can liken that to our lives and God as well. I always try to put a spiritual application on everything because that's what I do. But before you know it, you have that treasure chest, which is God's literally perfect will for your life. That's, if your life could turn out the very best that it possibly can, that's what it would be. But you decide, I don't need to go to church that often. Like, I hear it all the time. I can just watch sermons at home. I don't need to go to church. I'm really, really busy, so I'm not going to pray today. I don't need to visit and like help other people because I need to work, right? I need to work and do some stuff. My kids are little. They're not going to remember that we didn't go to church every time the door was open. My favorite, I need family time. I'm not going to go to church today because I need family time. I'm not going to do my devotions today because I was really busy. I stayed up late watching movies last night. And before you know it, something comes along and you're not prepared for it because you don't have the relationship and you don't have that strong walk with God, and you've completely forfeited the treasure that he had for you. So if you want the map, again, it's a free principle, so I can send you the link. Just drop me down the words treasure chest in the comments, and also, again, message me. I do not want to forget, I don't want to not see your comment because that's what will happen. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I know this was a very short one, but this is something that I've taught to several different classes and all the way from like little bitty kids up through teenagers and even to adults. Like I said, I liken it to my team a lot of you guys want that big commission. You guys want that $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month that a lot of us are making just from advertising on social media, but you don't want to put the work in. Instead of learning how to market on social media like we teach you, you'd rather put spammy pictures of product all over your page. Instead of doing self-development, because we literally are paid to do self-development, like that's 90% of our job. You don't really want to do that part because that takes work. And it makes you feel bad because those books are pointing out things that you need to change in your own life. So, and also with your marriage, like something my husband and I do is we constantly work on our marriage because you never know when that one stumbling block is going to come and your marriage is going to tip over because you went so many years without actively working on it. I'm talking about reading marriage books, listening to marriage podcasts, going to marriage seminars. It's not something that just kind of stays like once you're married, you're always married. I mean, you are always married, I guess, unless you get divorced. But in your mind, it's a lot easier to come to temptation when you're not actively working on your marriage every single day. And that's the same with your business, your children. Like, are your children little, holy hellions that don't listen at all? Like, do you take them out to a restaurant and they're running around all over the place? You can't get them to listen. Like, you have to work on them every single day. I have to work on my daughter every single day. It's not something that once or twice I am diligent about. It's something that day in and day out, like we are disciplining and training her. And before you know it, even again with your kids, you're cutting so many corners in their discipline because quite frankly, you're too lazy to put the work in. And then they're 8, 9, 10 years old and they don't listen to you at all because that self-discipline that they should have been cultivating and that respect for their parents that you should have been, providing for them isn't there. It's not there at all. You cut so many corners with disciplining your kids and with child rearing and scheduling and everything that goes into making a child that is not only happy but obedient, not only well scheduled but loved. Like, there's a whole lot of different things that go in. And now you're wondering why, again, like, you got a 10-year-old that gives you attitude and doesn't ever want to talk to you. So lots and lots of illustrations for this. So if you want the freebie, Thank you. If you want the freebie, I didn't make it up. Like, I always get my lessons from other sources, usually. So if you want the freebie, just comment treasure chest down in the comments, and then feel free to get in my messenger and make sure that I saw it. Bye, guys.